that more participate here. And I might say something that might shock will be our space. So it tells you how big this club is. This club is running on a transfer budget this season of $8 million. $8 million. That's their budget for transfer. And the budget for running the entire season. Their budget for running for transfers just to be able to bring in quality players into their team. Into a team they went to the Senegalese league and bought the best player for $600,000. Heavy. They bought our best left back. I don't team provide the assist. And they brought in a very solid coach, Wanji Confederation. And this coach also had a list of top players from the African contingent and also brought them along. And you could see that the level in terms of their budget, their operating rate and everything is extremely high. So when you have this opposition, Anna is very good because it helps you to really understand your team, to help the new coach also get to know the players better and to afford every player opportunity to play. If you look at our first game, we played very, very well. Unfortunately, I think it's a concentration on some parts during the latter stages. It caused me concede 2 goals. But they set up very well, a strong team. Yes, we set up with a very strong team. But all the players, and as all the players called Preseason. Now, one more time, all the players also want participate here. And it doesn't really help for you to get a fair assessment of every player in camp. Because sometimes players do break, but you want to stretch him to the full length to make sure the player will on a normal day how many minutes of solid action will be to provide them. Is this player reliable? Can we depend on this player? Can we depend on this player? In my personal opinion, I think we have the best squad in the Ghana Premier League, no doubt. And initially, there were a lot of arguments. People thought some of our players are not quality enough, and the other players from other teams that are better than our players. I believe so, but from the little experience I have, there are certain players of Asante Kotoko, and maybe we don't regard them that much. But take these players and put them in some of these clubs here, cover players, and I trust me, say they are going to be the best players in those clubs. And I think we have several examples. And we all know, say, Omar Bashir came to Asante Kotoko. Me, the first that I watched him in Kotoko, that time, we are not part of management and all that. I was really impressed, but he fall out. And now, Karela, after last season, Omar Bashir was the best player in Karela. Our last season with Augustine Okra, we didn't get that much of him. Barreto saw a lot of him. The supporters and about training grounds. Someone said that Barreto didn't need a lot of personal training. Even Barreto even said that because Okra was one of the best players in the Ghana, not even Ghana, but in Africa, because he saw something special in him. But we still couldn't get the best out of him. Okra called between last season, and Okra was virtually the best player. We also had Nabila in Asante Kotoko, and Kofa Nabila by Nvidia management recommended by Coach Maxwell. And Nabila came in and couldn't play to the level I expected. He went to Beijing last season and he was super. That is the level of Asante Kotoko. Sebi, say, Bella name fake bag, there was like a conference room and there was a big screen there. Every single player, we had to watch the player again, do full analysis, not only us as management. But American coach Sedu has already didn't come on, so we had a fair idea of what was going on and everything. To make sure that we were taking a very bold decision. Sebi, old players who have decided to stay, there was justification for every player to stay. But that doesn't mean, say, when you come and you are playing a top level player, you don't give every player a single opportunity to also justify himself, whether the player is ready for the season or not. And can I say, one thing about football club, you have players who really start at the start of the season. For example, typical, something like last season. So last season, the starting season, Isaac Opon was on fire. But I'm telling you that Isaac wasn't one of our players who had the best of preseasons. Because you too quiet about the team starting preparation. I was in England with Ghazali. And the team in the starting preparation, he was warming up and I wore COVID vaccine just to travel to Dubai. COVID vaccine and working in Accra to about Dubai. He was a bit off for about 2 or 3 days before later he warmed up in and started playing. But no crown, he was not sharp. The Isaac Opon that I knew, before coming to call, he was not that sharp. But you started the Ghana and Amwaku was on top. Joseph Amwaku was super during the preseason. And Okaya, last match, a boy in Adako Jachi, before the start of the season, he was on top. He was sharing very nice goal. So everybody was talking about Joseph Amwaku, Joseph Amwaku. And we management, we had very high hopes of Joseph Amwaku. But when we started the season, we realized that a phantom Edem Isaac Opon. So Isaac was on fire for about 3 or 4 games, unfortunately, and Isaac cried. Isaac cried and then stepped in Fege. So we had a match against Ken Pfizer, a lose game, Fege scored, and then Mbella came in against RTU. Mbella started warming up. But then all this while, now we a match against Babiani Ghost Stars. Now Max Olajiman and Apo were like second defenders to Ganu and Mubarak. And Ganu had injuries here and there, So mostly one of these guys was slotting. Until Max Olajiman against House of Folk, I think first half on the Nizuchi Kakani Sani Ade. But the latter stages of the league, Maxwell came in. And to the point, he said the goal that won us the Ghana Premier League was scored by Maxwell in Obuasi, 1-1 against High School. So it tells you the dynamics of every player. Trust me, where, for example, I've heard that we are youth team. I think we have shown that it's really a target of us. But this time around, we've gone ahead to really put in right measures to make sure say we even provide kits and everything for them to set the tone for the preparation of it. And in commodity so of course there might be few changes because in the technical team, there's been a few changes here and there. We have moved up to Ghazali up. He's now with the first team and the rest. So there might be few changes that we're also going through. But in now, so it boils down to helping the club to financially grow. Who say I can say a club should grow financially. Yeah, it depends on several factors. I believe that Asante Kotoko should get to the point that the yearly budget is about $10 million, which is not coming from somebody's pocket, but it's coming from the establishment as Asante Kotoko are raising the home to that level. Because then Basa, you can give enough funding to several areas of these clubs. All right. But we have a structure that's always the first team is paramount. And so as management, maybe you come in, you have fresh ideas and the rest, but when you get in and we are trying to, especially with this season, we are fully run the club as a financially independent club, and you realize that when the revenues are coming in, the demands from the first team is extremely high. And to also satisfy the fans and all that, and you also push a lot of revenue there. But this time around, we are balancing the books. When you say very soon, you be home section. This is our third year, and it's something that we are come as a pass for Asante Kotoko. Technical team, we are not done yet. There are maybe a few individuals we might see joining the technical team. And that area, no say, is a very key. The video analysis area is a very key area for us. Initially, we thought that where Instas any viewer, it is self-explanatory. Like you don't sometimes even need a course to understand. I bet she gave them in all these areas. But we also believe that it is better you have a proper video analyst whose full-time job is to always assess the team doing training and also doing matches and also fully assess opponent teams any other. So it's one of the key areas that we are going to strengthen our team going forward. But some kind of videos, of course, yeah, TB sometimes if we are on social media, out me call people. So with the first question, CAF dey communicate about say the Burkina more renovation of their stadiums. None of Burkina stadiums approved. Nti yɛbɛbɔ no in Cote d'Ivoire, but City no na I will have to confirm from Dasoberi is it's most likely to be Yamoussoukro. It's most likely to be Yamoussoukro. But once we get the confirmation, we will do an official graphic and announce to all our fans this is where we are going to play it. In Yadi Ebon Burkina, Cote d'Ivoire, and it's most likely going to be Yamoussoukro. Waiting pending confirmation from operations and administrative manager Nyambo Anopa. And then with with the next question, which was with a quick reminder, Adriana break akra. The next question was on the
It's about Baba Yara Sports Stadium.
Abaya Sports Stadium. No, there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Some of these things, and we don't really want to talk about it. So, Obekaya, we also saw the work done by Ibano Dasobri, Abrana Ghana, Nigeria, about match for Ghana to get that approval. 8 million Nigeria ball World Cup qualifier. So just like it did, no, there's a lot of work that you may hear no, behind the scene to make sure say Baba Ira is fully approved. Until let's keep our fingers crossed, and I believe say we are going to get a good news very soon. I mean, personally, I knew that I work for Santa Kotoko when I started football. I knew it. I knew it said the opportunity will come for us to work for Santa Kotoko. Um, the good thing is that if we had the opportunity, we're still within our first year mandate. If um, there even the opportunity will avail itself, say a year to us to cry, it all depends on our output in our first 3 years. That is where our energy is to make sure say we are going to do a very good job for Asante Kotoko. Drew na mpanyinfo ho dwuma yɛ di. Now they are interested for us to continue, and then we also have a discussion with them, and then why not? And so it all depends on our output and what we are going to achieve within these 3 years. Kakra meka wɔ hɔ no with the AJ project, and of course akyɛ yɛbaa yɛ a na yɛstart yɛ hoping sɛ within some few months, I think yɛbɛyɛ ho bɛyɛ 3 months yɛbɛtumi de awie. But at that point where the funds available, any judgment debt started by it looks like the funds available for the project had to go into settling a lot of judgment debt. Now you could still have a lot of legacy debts in there. If I tell you that the debt stock I bet to you, any baby it will tell you say we have really moved on now because I scan the right project anymore. Can it my pager project I think by this time it's fully functioning. But of course that's something for you. Say Java there will be a cost or a element crash over one as management. We're looking at all these areas. And yeah, so what I can say is a project now funded is because of funding because Kaka credit be raising and one I was handling in other areas you are using it to also pay salaries and the rest and just like we discussed recently, I hope you have seen that Sante Kotoko is really paying very good salaries. Very, very good salaries. A wage will know is really up there. We are working around the clock to make sure say the club can generate a lot of revenue in terms of sponsorships and other areas any other. Okay, last season now, based on your financial projection here, and we are really looking up to breaking a lot of revenue from gate process. Trust me. The gate process here mathematics, but how we hoping say if we are getting some level of gate processor, okay, everything mama the leverage to do a lot of other things. But unfortunately, the numbers didn't prove that much. And you also know, say Sika Santi Kotoko Benya will get Biano. You bet it now you are taking home about 48% any other. So if you check other pressing areas, for example, say if I say when I'm just for elaboration for us to understand. Maybe you have a match na what it work the when you 50,000 room. Na AJ project wɔ hɔ. Na two players wɔ pra I saw your almost surgery that week. Now the cost of the surgery no 50,000. Say one year surgery in time the more players need to no. Na surgery no sorry injury no nyini cause more damage. Everybody come more maybe player no currently more ball be you obviously take the money and do the surgery for these boys and hold on Accra. So once you get in another revenue, you pump it into the completion of the project. It's something, it's a legacy project for ourselves. To me, in Bijano, then I hear say maybe no, I don't think it's something that you want to do. So it's a project in the crown, yes, and I can want some crown and by discussions when we're having a few management talks to make sure that by and we are going to put in some, we are going to inject in some revenue to make sure it's fully completed. Man, most supporters need to be so about so.